Now, there's a new review that shows there are 6 principles that link diet and cancer. And Sue, I'm so glad you're here to explain this to us today. 6 major principles.
That's
if we understand and implement from today, we can help avoid cancer in the future. Is that true?
And also, if we have cancer, we can prolong our life.
Yeah.
Now, this review's just been published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition.
Oh, okay.
And it's using an interesting concept called the precautionary principle, which is used widely in toxicology and environmental science, but not often in nutrition. And this just basically means using the best available evidence at the time, so it's strong evidence, even though it might not be conclusive.
Now,
so
this review analyses hundreds of studies.
Yes,
and
they've come up with 6 areas that we should look at. Yeah, absolutely. So the first one that might absolutely knock your little socks off is the one about milk or dairy. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they're recommending that we either avoid or limit dairy in order to reduce or prevent prostate cancer. The reason being for this, James, is because we know that high calcium levels can interfere with activating vitamin D, which protects your prostate, and also dairy raises something in your blood called IGF-1, which is like a growth factor.
Like our milk.
And they found that, to give you one example, 35 grams of dairy protein per day will increase the risk of prostate cancer by about 32%. So that's about 4 glasses of milk, or if you're a cheese lover, it's about 120 grams of cheese.
Oh, that's not much cheese.
Yeah. So that's one area. The second area, of course, is alcohol. That's probably not so controversial, but particularly for certain types of cancer, for example, cancer of the throat, the pharynx, the larynx, just 1 drink a week will significantly increase your risk of those cancers by about 24%.
So if you're worried about cancer, or if you're experiencing cancer right now,
avoid alcohol, no question. Then, of course, there's red meat. That's been known for some time to be linked. Studies, for example, show that for every 120 grams of fresh red meat, you will increase your risk of colon and rectum cancer by about 28%.
Yeah, like in a can or something.
Well, if it's processed, it's twice as lethal, because for half as much you get a similar risk increase. So sausages, salami, those kind of things, avoid them at all. But certainly with red meat, either avoid or limit strictly if you're keen to try and reduce your risk.
So you're just going to go and buy that organic chook from the supermarket or whatever, and you bring it home and you pop it on the griller because you don't want to.
Well, you'd think that might be better, but the other point in this review they're making is the cooking. The cooking is critical. So whether it's actually red meat or that char-grilled chicken or even fish, when you cook using these intense high heat temperatures, you actually form chemicals that have been linked with cancer. Heterocyclic amines, polyaromatic hydrocarbons. So the more browned it is, the more char-grilled it is, the more of these cancer-causing substances are present.
Sue, I'm trying not to smile. In fact, I'm trying not to laugh. I've seen too many cooking shows where they're selling the latest, greatest grillers, and they're saying these grillers mean you're not going to eat the fat. But the problem is not the fat.
Not a smart idea.
It's
absolutely not. In fact, you should use your grandmother's cooking methods. Have your grandmother cook these foods. If she ate them at all, she stewed them or boiled them. So lots of moisture. Now, the good news is in this review, they're reminding us that we should base our diet on plants, because plants have lots and lots of things in them that fight cancer, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory phytonutrients. That's right. And we need a big load every day. So take every opportunity you have. Snacks, lunch, dinner, breakfast. Get in as many of those as you can, because they will protect you against most common types of cancer.
Well, once again, I've missed breakfast, Sue, so I'm going to start munching my way through this. Well, you tell us about tofu.
I'm going to tell you about soy products, because this is another point that they've made. Some people have been concerned about using soy for fear of cancer, but all the evidence in the past has suggested, in fact, it reduces the risk of cancer. In this specific review, they are suggesting that people actually consume soy foods to both prevent cancer and also, if you have cancer, to prolong your survival. For example, there's one study done on Asian women, both pre- and postmenopausal women with 2 types of breast cancer, estrogen receptor positive and estrogen receptor negative. And that review found that simply consuming the equivalent of half a cup of tofu a day, not very much, reduces the risk of death, and prevents recurrence of cancer once you've had it by 30%.
This is so important, folks. We're having a whole segment on soy at a future time.
We will. And also, I just might mention, when you consume soy is so important. If you've got teenage kids, James, I will strongly suggest that people include soy in their diets, because including soy during adolescence will reduce your risk of getting breast cancer as an adult.
Well, thank you so much, Sue. This is exceptionally clear. There are 6 principles, and the 6 principles are reduce your dairy, be careful of the alcohol,
limit your dairy,
think about the meats, but eat more plants and veggies.
Eat more plants.
It just comes down to it.
Families can take action today and start protecting themselves.
If you want a good life tomorrow, eat well today. Thank you so much.